Hi, welcome to LangUtil. My name's Scott, and with my wife Joanna, we're the founders of LangUtil, and we are so excited that you're here. We're not teachers. We're not linguists. So, how is it that we're qualified to teach you a language? Frankly, we're not. And we're not going to try. Instead, we're students, like you, looking for material to help us master what we've already learned. You see, it's not just enough to learn some grammar rules by memorization and memorize some words, and that's a foundation. Don't get me wrong. Our teachers are on the right initial track, but they don't have the time to rehearse with us over and over and over again. The school system just isn't set up that way. So us learners, we need to find another resource to take us beyond just knowing the rules, just knowing the words. As a fellow student, I'm sure you've encountered some plateaus in your own learning. It's frustrating, isn't it? How do we break through? How do we punch through those ceilings and get to all new highs in terms of comprehension? Well, practice can be boring, can't it? Drilling over and over again. And sometimes it's just not close enough to the real thing to feel like it's even making a difference. It probably is. These rules of learning are proven successful. So if you stick with it long enough, you're going to get there. But sometimes it's just not interesting enough. Conjugation table after conjugation table, it can be really boring. Learning, memorizing grammar rules. And it's frustrating too, because when you're trying to speak and you know that there's a grammar rule out there and you're trying to remember what the rule is, and yet there's someone on the other end, a native speaker of the language you're trying to learn, and they're waiting for you to recall what the rule is. Then once you recall it, if it's a conjugation, then you have to conjugate. The whole flow of the sentence is gone. The conversation is broken. So the feeling of fluidity is just not there. So how do we get beyond that? Well, there's a couple of different techniques. There's these things called language islands. I can't take credit for the idea, but the concept is when you meet new people, you often say the same thing. If you're talking about yourself, well, you know about yourself. So you can actually script out some sentences that describe yourself and rehearse those to the point where you're quite fluent. The same goes with some other topics too. Now, I don't want to tell you to memorize phrases that talk about the weather, but to be honest, as a language student, it's a great way to break the ice, get things started, and it is a common ground. Whoever you're talking to is out in the weather as well. So, sure, there's value there. That's nice, and it's something you can talk about every day, but it's probably just an icebreaker. You probably want to go beyond. That's, again, where LangUtil steps in. We give you content that you can practice, rehearse, introduce vocabulary, sure, but that's not our primary goal. Our goal is to build on what you've already invested your time learning and give you practice drills, give you practice listening, identifying and hearing native speakers where you can press rewind and have them say it over and over again. Repeat until your heart is content, not just until this native speaker is tired of repeating themselves. It can be embarrassing, right, to ask what they said, and maybe if you can muster the courage to ask them again because you still couldn't understand, a lot of us would just let it go. A lot of us would just nod our head like we understand, but truly we're left thinking, maybe I'll pick it up on the next thing that they say. I'll be able to connect the dots. And maybe you will. But the problem is now, instead of just giving your full attention to what they're saying next, you're trying to put what you just heard in context. Now your brain is doing translation. It's reading body language. It's trying to put in a sentence that you missed, and that missed sentence is probably undermining your confidence a little bit. You're reminded that you don't know everything, and it can be discouraging. That's what I love about these videos. You can play them over and over again, and no one's going to judge you. I'm not going to judge you. I won't even know. In fact, I appreciate if you do. Play over and over again. Get the word out. Let us practice together. There's power in numbers. I'm really excited to start this journey, and I'm so thankful you've decided to join me.